there's a bunch of different directions I like to take it because, like you said, you guys do everything. I think one of the highlights or one of the big ones, and it's kind of coming up here, is the trunk or treat. Um, let's talk a little bit about that because it might be one of the biggest in the country and definitely probably the biggest for any kind of bowling center. Talk a little bit about the journey to get to that because, and I think you're coming up on what 10 years this year.
This year's year 10. The first year we signed up, we actually signed up to do like a scare on the square. And they
Mm-hmm.
called us a couple weeks prior to the event and they said, "Hey guys, sorry, we're canceling it." Well, we'd already bought the candy. We've already done, we were hooked up, ready to go.
Right.
And when they canceled it, I was like, "Oh, what am I going to do?" And so me and my wife and the other staff here at the bowling center, we put our brains together and we came up with a trunk or treat. And so I
Mm.
called like 10 or 12 of my closest friends and I was like, "Hey guys, I need you to put in a trunk, bring out some candy. Let's do this." And that first year we had 500 kids.
Wow. Not too bad.
Year number 9, I had 74 trunks, 3,500 kids.
Wow.
This
That's
year,
huge. Yeah.
that it's very huge. This year, I just calculated, and we're a month and a half, a little over 2 months away almost. And yeah, we're right at 2 months.
Hmm.
We we have 79 trunk spaces already taken, paid for, ready to go. I just got permission from the city. We're going to have fireworks out here. We're doing the chamber's coming out. We're going to do a huge ribbon cutting. I
Mm.
spoke to the newspaper this morning. They're going to try to be here. I'm looking at 106 to 107 filled spots this year. And if everything goes good and we see the increase that we have seen since COVID, we're probably looking at about 5,000 kids or
Wow.
people.
That's massive. That's like a
It
concert,
is.
you know?
It is.
Yeah.
It's
So,
the biggest in this town, and we have churches that call me and say, "Hey, when are you doing your trunk or treat?"
mhm.
Literally 2 weeks after we end because they don't want to be interfering with it.
Right.
So,
Yeah. They don't want to compete. That's cool. So, what does that look like logistically? And, how does it help the center? Give me a little bit about maybe the inside baseball on what, you guys are doing for that.
so inside the center, we don't technically close, but we close the road. So to get to our facility, you have to walk.
Hmm.
And so on that day, it's basically a hit or miss if we make any money or not.
Okay.
Generally, it's more community. We're
Yeah.
basically giving it to the community and opening our facility. We let them come in. We hand out thousands of free game passes. But in the long run, honestly, logistically, I think that it builds morale because they say 1% of 1% have ever been inside your bowling center.
Right.
And so when I sit down and look at it, if I bring 5,000 people, that's 5,000 people that haven't seen my center
Right.
or have seen my center but haven't been here in a year. So it's time to bring them back.
Hmm.
And the more people that I can bring back and show what we are doing in house, I feel that they'll book more parties, they'll book more events with us. And whenever there's like, oh, there's nothing to do, it's 110 degrees outside, the first thing they're going to hear is Oakwood Bowl air conditioning.
Right.
They have bumper cars.
I love that. So you're really playing the long game, not making any money on the day of, but reminding them that you're there and just getting 5,000 people in your vicinity. I love that kind of longer term approach because a lot of times we talk to people with marketing, they're like, "Show me the dollar I made today on the dollar I spent today." So we'll hop in. So the trunk or treat, you're taking a long term approach, trying to get them in for a year, handing out a ton of free game passes. So do you see a lot of those come back throughout the course of the season?
We actually do. We have 200 locations that give out a little free game pass that say, hey, our
Mhm.
location is offering this free game of bowling. But we do certain colors, and those colors we see back. We see quite a few of them come back. In
Mhm.
fact, there's times that they'll finish going through the trunk or treat line, and since they're already in the parking lot, they'll just go ahead and come in, rent shoes, and go bowling. So
Right.
we have seen that. No, we're not making a whole lot of money, but we got them in the door that day, so bring them
Mhm.
back.
Yeah. But I mean, the free press that you're getting from the newspaper, the attention, and then I mean, just having that many people there. And do you pretty much break even on the event with like the sponsorships and whatnot?
So basically, the trunks that come in, they pay a minimal fee of $10, to
Mm.
park, and that money actually goes to our youth scholarship
Oh, cool.
accounts.
Hmm.
That way, if the youth are involved in the trunk or treat in any way, like their parents put in a trunk or they brought a whole bunch of candy or anything like that, they get rewarded in the long run for that. And it's not just Oakwood Bowl. I mean, I've stepped out of the center and I've got a couple sponsors that they're big time sponsors. We're looking at KOFM, which is a Williams Media Group, and they
Mm.
own our radio station and they give advertising and they put me on the radio quite a bit. And Pepsi is a forefront runner with us for the trunk or
Mm.
treat.
Very cool. Yeah, I'm sure that's a perfect match for them as well. Cool. So basically, just a way to get attention, get some people in there, and sounds like it's pretty massive though. Like people must really love it. It gets a lot of attention.
It gets a lot of attention. Like I said, we have to shut down roads because the line is just so long that they're in line in the road. And for the safety of the kids and the parents and the grandparents, we shut down the roads. We shut down as much as we can. We bus them from where they're parking to here to kind
Mm.
of cut down
Wow.
on any wrecks or accidents or anything. And we try to play as safe a game as we can for the number of people that we're bringing in here. And
Hmm.
I feel that it has been a blessing in the 10 years that we've been doing this. It's been a real blessing.
Hmm. Yeah, just really cool, unique kind of position, approach that you guys have with it. Super cool. Really involved in the community. Hey, did you like this video? Great. We make 10 of them a week. Subscribe to learn more and keep learning about what's working in the industry. Talk to you then.